What's up? Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. You know how I do it over here. I want to talk with you guys today about people and racism. Do you look at people or do you look at race? Racism is a construct of people who have very limited thinking capabilities. And it's not isolated to just one particular skin color. There are people of all nationalities who are racist. Can you change those people? No. Maybe they can grow into a more cultural perspective and not look at people as being racist, in their eyes. But as far as trying to change somebody who sees skin color to like you, that's their choice. Can you make somebody love you? No, you can't. So no matter what laws or public policy you implement, it can financially, if there's a consequence, maybe pressure somebody into certain actions. But changing somebody's mindset, that comes with communication and understanding. That comes with going outside your comfort zone and trying to create friendships with people that don't look like you. Now, racism, yes, it exists. If you focus on it, you'll see it every day. Start, putting it into your algorithm, and everything that pops up on your IG, your Twitter, your X, your Facebook, it'll relate to racism, and you will become overwhelmed with racist thoughts and a racist mindset. If you focus on meditation, spirituality, you'll see your algorithm will start putting those type of thoughts into your feed. So whatever you feed your conscious, your actual subconscious, it will come out in your conscious. And if that's your focus, then so be it. I don't have to be a part of that world. But I'm not here to try to make people like me one way or the other. I'm not here to try to make somebody love me. If you don't want to love me, then, it is what it is. There's plenty of people that will love you, plenty of people that will want to communicate with you no matter what your skin color is. And those people are the people I'm looking to elevate and grow with. It's funny how people, they want to take something that happened in the past and hold on to it so strong and relate it to what's going on right now. They live in the past and not the present. And that's one of the reasons these people can't grow as spiritual beings, because the past handicaps them from seeing potential opportunities in the present. And I'm not going to get into any particulars, but if you allow a situation you experience to forever hinder your ability to grow, you're an idiot. That's all I got to say. You're an idiot, man. I know that because of how I look and my person, that in certain circumstances I have to behave a certain way or act a certain way, but it is what it is, man. I'm not gonna say, oh, if I was the white guy, then I would happen to behave this way, because I'm not white. I'm the skin tone black, but I'm a person first and foremost. So I just know how to operate accordingly. But I'm not gonna sit here, oh my God, they're racist because I was black and this. Look, man, I've been pulled over several times since I've been out of prison. I don't act like a fool. I don't sit there and challenge these people with my driver's license that I don't have to roll my window down. I don't need a driver's license to travel. I don't have to give you my ID. Man, look, here you go. Turn the car off. Here you go, man. You ever been locked up? No. Because I don't have to explain my person. I have the right to be secure in persons. I know my Bill of Rights. I'm not going to sit here and try to incriminate myself and give you information I don't need to give you. So no. You're on probation, parole? No. They look, run my shit, whatever. Cool. I mean, why would I get aggressive and make an escalated situation? Why not be a thinking man? For example, I know that getting pulled over for a lot of people is one of the scariest things that can happen to them. And a lot of people actually manifest getting pulled over. And that's why they get pulled over, because they project that fear, and that energy lands on whatever officer is in the area, and eventually they get pulled over. It's an energy frequency. But anyways, I've been pulled over several times. And I can recall an instance when I was pulled over in Malibu, and I was still in the halfway house. And I was in a Cadillac Sedan DeVille, like I want to say like maybe a 90-something, early 90s. And I had 3 matching rims and 1 hubcap. Couldn't afford to buy the other wheel. And when I got the car, it didn't have the wheel on it anyways. It had a hubcap. And I was pretty broke, man. I wasn't really in the best financial place, but I was trying to put myself around money. So I would leave the halfway house and I would drive to Malibu and hang out. Actually, I think I was just out of that halfway house because it was a little bit later than my curfew at the halfway house. So I was out of the halfway house. And I got pulled over. I mean, my car was out of pocket. It didn't fit the demographic of Malibu. And I knew when they see me drive by the gas station, they were going to stop me. And I got pulled over, so turned off the car, gave him my ID, and he didn't even ask for my registration or insurance. He just said, "You have an ID?" And he said, "Have you ever been arrested?" I said, "No." He looked at me, he's like, "What?" He probably was like, a black guy who never been arrested. He said, "You never been arrested?" I said, "No." He said, "You on parole or probation?" I said, "No." He said, "What?" And then like 3 other cop cars pulled up. So there were probably about, I would say by the time he went back to his car, there was probably like 5 cop cars pulled up, lined up, and I'm sitting on PCH and they're running my information. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, not really nervous, man, because I have the spirit of God with me, man. I'm on a spiritual path, man. I know I'm not doing anything wrong, so I'm blessed, man. I'm not committing any crimes. And he's gone about 10, 15 minutes, man. And he comes back to the car. He says, "Man, you've never been locked up?" I said, "Nah." He says, "Man, we had you mistaken for somebody else. Have a good day." Never looked at my registration, never looked at my insurance. I drove off. Black man in California, Malibu, all white cops. I walk away from it. Now, it could have went horribly wrong had I been aggressive or even told on myself, because then they would have tore the car up. But knowing that I was on federal probation, I took my chances, man. I wasn't going to tell on myself, and I was going to say, hey, my Bill of Rights entitles me to be secure in persons and not to incriminate myself. So why would I tell on myself and give you information? I'm not in court. So that was one instance. Another instance, I was in South Central, not far from USC, and I had pulled over in my NSX. I had a red 1994 NSX, And I don't want to drive and text, so I was texting someone, and a cop car pulled up behind me. They turned on their lights. I'm sitting in the car, and my wife is white, and they tell me, they ask me like, first they tell me, get out the car, and then I step out of the car, and they're like, "What are you doing over here?" I said, I had pulled over to text, and he's like, "Who is this?" I said, "That's my wife." He's like, you have some, and then the other officer asked her if she had any ID, and I don't think she had any ID with her. And so he's looking, he's thinking I'm picking up a hooker or something, man, or I'm doing something illicit. And he's like, "Do you know where you're at?" I said, "No, I just pulled over because I didn't want to drive and text." He says, "Man, this is not a good area." And then he said, "Man, what kind of car is this?" I said, "It's an NSX." He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, NSX, it's you remember the movie Pulp Fiction?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, get the hell out of here." Get your car and get out of here. He said, "Man, there was just a shooting up the street, and there's all kind of stuff going on over here. It's not a good area." So I got in my car and drove off. It's another instance I had. Black man, I want to say, I don't know if I can't say if it was a white cop, maybe Hispanic cop and I think a black cop. Okay. Another instance, I'm in Van Nuys, California, leaving my house in my Chevelle, 72 Chevelle. Cop car pulls up behind me, turns the lights on. Two Hispanic officers and a black officer get out the car, come to my car. I turn the car off. They ask me to get out the car, and the black officer comes around and says, "Hey, man, I just wanted to check your car out and ask you what motor you're running in your Chevelle, because I got a '69 Camaro I'm restoring." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." I get out the car. It's probably 9 something at night. I pop my hood, we talking cars, looks at my car, blah, blah, blah. We, talking motor setup, transmission setup. And that was that. But if I would have reacted a certain way, which, people say, well, you should be able to just, not have to worry about, being black and being pulled over. It's like, at the end of the day, it's knowing how to conduct yourself and interact with people. Never do I put myself in a situation where I want to escalate something. I always try to de-escalate or neutralize when I talk to people. Even when I talk to people, when I go to events, I'm the only black guy there, or even if there's more than one black guy, I always carry myself in the most presentable manner. When my grandmother used to take me out, she used to always tell me, talk to people, be proper, don't use slang words, don't cuss, be courteous. My grandma was from the South. She taught me a lot of mannerism, and I use a lot of that mannerism, and it's gotten me to where I am today, and it's helped me out of a lot of situations. So I don't look at someone and say, hey, he's racist. Some people just might be operating off of fear because they've been programmed. So I'm not going to hold it against them that they're white, that they're racist, or that they're black and they're a street person. I look at everybody and give them the benefit of the doubt until we communicate. It's easier to navigate life like that, man. A friend of mine, I was talking with a guy, and he's always bringing up racism. I'm like, dude, what are you complaining about? You have a great life, a great home. You got a wife. I mean, oh man, when you do this promotion at work, I said, have you ever thought about that's just a part of the game, and there's always a way around that if you look at it differently or you make a different approach? I mean, dude, you're not going to make a racist person not racist unless they want to not be racist. You're not going to make a woman love you if she don't want to love you. She might have sex with you, go out with you, but don't mean she's going to love you. She's going to take your money. I said, at the end of the day, I'm about winning. I don't care what the color of skin is with the people I'm winning with. I said, if you're focused on race, Go find you 5 black guys that you can open up a business with, put aside egos, and you can build and create with. Oh man, some people got different. There you go with the excuses. There you go with the excuses. I don't want to hear excuses. I'm telling you, if you're focused on race so much, go create a black this, a black that, a black this, a all whatever this. And I'm not saying it to pick on black people, but I'm talking to a black person in particular that I was talking with, and it could have been a white person, could have been Hispanic, because you could be locked in on a certain, like, I'm only going to do business with my own. Some people are successful with that. The Armenians are great with it. The Russians, I know my Vietnamese partners, they got businesses because they all feel they have a certain sense of they're going to work together. I mean, these people can live 16 deep in a house and get along, and everybody contribute and go buy businesses. I haven't seen that in the black community unless they came from Africa. Black people, you get about 5 of them in the house. Somebody's not paying the rent. Somebody ran off with the car. Somebody is arguing over here. They're tripping. As far as it's a program. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's a program that a lot of black people have a sense of. I got to go get my own. And as far as building, there's not a sense of building within the family structure. Therefore, you can't build in the community. So when you start talking about racism, talk about how your household is being ran and who have you built with. You say, oh, I go over here, they're racist, all you people. Well, why don't you get some other brothers together and build something? Because you can't put aside your ego, and you don't know how to communicate at a level where your personal ego allows you to share and give and to be able to go low to be made high. See, a lot of people just want to go high. Oh, I got this, I'm this and I'm this and that. No, sometimes you got to go low. Oh, what do you have as far as what you want to bring to the table? Oh, okay, I understand that. So what do you see this? Everybody wants to have their name in the front rather than sometimes being at the back. It's ego, man. And it's not just, like I said, black people. I'm just talking from a perspective of having worked with certain people and tried to build and everybody wants to see once you get your shit going, then they want to get in, but nobody wants to put money in or build from the bottom up. But they want to say, oh, it's racist. Well, I'm over here with this white cat, this Armenian brother, or this my Persian homie, and we're building. Like I said, I don't look at race. I look at people. And at the end of the day, it's about people. If you're going to focus on race and you want to make that an issue, you can find it all day. You're not going to change that like you're not going to find love on OnlyFans. I'm just speaking from personal experience. Maybe some of you guys have some different experiences. I have been able to work with people who look like me, and I'm not saying that it's not a possibility. All I'm saying is that a lot of the people I've talked with in my personal life that I had interactions with, I can't build shit with them. They don't want to do nothing, but they say, oh, they're racist, man. And they get mad when they see you talking to somebody that doesn't look like you, but they're not trying to work with you to build anything with you personally. So you can't win. They don't want you to talk to anybody who's not black, but they don't want you to build with anybody that's black. I'm cool with them people, man. Big Herc 916, leave a comment, subscribe, share the channel. And
officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.